How's everybody doing? All right, then. I'm in here with a young brother of mine, Brother Don. Y'all may know him as an awesome high school football player, an awesome college player. Even played a little pro ball. So y'all give a young man a hand.
Football, right? Sports?
Well, you know what, my brother, that's all good, but that's not what we're here tonight. So, no sports at all, no sports. So, if you got a favorite team, we don't need you to shout it out right now. So, my brother, what we have you here is for your survival story. And you know, the people need to know what you had to go through, you and your best friend, you know. So, you know, just give the people a little bit of your testimony, my brother.
Okay, once again, my name is Kato Hitson. This is how my survival story begins. And I have to pull my best friend in this because it won't happen without my best friend. My best friend was 17 years old when she had her first child. She ran away from home. She was lost. And I always say in the back of my mind, when you run away from home, either you run away from something or you run away from someone. And she ran away, 17 years old, she was pregnant. She had her first child. She didn't know where to go, nowhere to depend on, because her family turned on. From 17 years old to 18 to 19 to 20 to 21 to 22, she got married. She still had that baby with her. The first husband she met was a nice guy. He worked hard. It was his first marriage, her first marriage. But it was something about this guy that was real strange. He was a city worker. He picked up trash Monday through Friday. Came home, was a great husband to her and the child that wasn't his. But as time went on, things changed. And that man that she married changed. From Sunday through Thursday, for my eyes, my best friend had a great husband. Sunday through Thursday. Friday and Saturday, when the alcohol started, it was a whole totally different man. He beat this woman every Friday and Saturday. As the son that was not his watched, but this was my best friend. Next door, another old lady listened as this woman got beaten Friday through Saturday. The reason why this woman couldn't say that was next door because he was going through the same thing. So you have this child, that's the son, watching two women get beaten, but that was my best friend. Time went on, those two sat outside and said, you know what, a change has to come. We got to get better. The lady next door said, I can't let my husband beat on me. But my best friend said, I'm okay. He's going through some things right now and he don't understand that being a trash man, what we call him, it's kind of hurt his pride, but he'll be okay. But her best friend said, no, you don't let no man beat up on you. I can't take it no more, I'm leaving my husband. So that lady moved. And she left my best friend there. Now this child always came home from school and saw his mom bruises every day. Every Friday, when that man got off work, he came home and he commenced to beating her. And being so drunk, he'll fall asleep. You can see the blood stains on his hand as this child watched this. But this was my best friend. I come to my best friend and said, Dee. And she said, where would I go? Because I can't read, I can't write. Nobody wants me. I'm okay. Don't worry about me. They lose their house, and she has to move with this man that jumps on her every Friday and Saturday to his mother's house. So in the back of my mind, I'm saying, okay, he's moving with his mother. He won't touch her in front of his mother. Was I wrong? He didn't punch her. He picked her hair out in front of his mother. But this is my best friend, and I'm looking at her like, why won't you leave? She said, I'll be all right. This is my best friend. I can't force my best friend to leave because I have no place for her to go. He picked her hair out in front of his mother, and his mom cried, stop, you hurted her. He looked at his mother and said, no, I ain't, she deserved this. I work all day, she don't work. This went on, and this kid grows up, goes to school. Teachers looks at him because he's gone, the world is gone. Teacher said, are you okay? But he's afraid to say anything because this man has already told him, if you tell anybody, I killed your mother. But this was my best friend. Time went on and she beat her best friend that left her. And she said, you don't have to take this no more. Come move with me. Leave that. Don't do that no more. Don't take that. He's beating you in front of your child. He's beating you in front of his mother. Leave. She said, I'll be okay. I can deal with it. Because I've been through worse. Nobody knows what was her worst. But she kept on. They moved away from his mother and had his own house. But the great thing about it was her best friend stayed right down the street. And that son grew up calling that best friend grandmother. So he'll run to his grandmother and say, you need to come down there and help my mother. He's jumping on her. Every time the lady go down there and get her, she'll go right back. One night, hard night, my best friend, I told her, I said, you know, you need to leave. She said, I'm going to be all right. I can take this. I said, look at you, your light skin, pretty hair, those bruises you can't hide. She said, I'll be okay. He beat her so bad one day. The son came home. Mom was in the tub full of blood. He lifted her up and there was something in the tub. He beat her baby out. The little boy looked at her and ran to her best friend and said, Grandma, please come get her. Something has happened. The lady stood up. She said, no. When she get tired of him beating him, she'll leave. She said, I ain't going. Go back down there to your mom. He ran back down there. Mom was cleaning herself off. She said, don't you never tell nobody what happened. I told my best friend, will you leave? She left. Finally left her and moved with her best friend. Now that kid was so happy because he left hell. In his mind, he was like, wow, I'm happy now. He go to school, he smiled, but he ran into a different type of hell. Because now mom is by herself, she's still young, and her best friend is still young too, even though the little boy calls her grandmother. But now mom's beginning to go out and stay out all night, leaving this little boy home by herself. Not knowing that the lady that she calls mother had kids, older kids that like to molest younger kids. And she left this little boy there, and he began to get molested day in and day out. But he was afraid to tell his mother because he knew that he felt like he can go through this because he knew what his mother had already been through. And he continued to go through this and continue and continue. Until his mom met another dude. Quiet guy. Worked hard. Didn't cuss. Didn't drink. That's a plus for that young man. I told my best friend, I said, I like this one. I think you fine. The best friend said, I don't like him. I don't trust him. Because I felt like the best friend was losing her best friend. But my best friend said, Mama, I'm gone. I don't met my man. So the man moved her far away. Took her son. Married a woman. And they had another daughter. This time this kid, the son now is 15 years old and she's getting pregnant. The grandmother checked on the little boy sometimes. How's everything going with my daughter? He said, man, look, she's with him. I do what I want to do. I stay out late. I run the streets. I even say I do. She said, what? What's your mama do about that? She's too busy with him and her. See, that was his sister, but that was my best friend. Sooner or later, the man said, you know what? You need to move with me. Let's move away from all this, all your friends. I got to get you away. She was too busy being in love because she had no family. She said, cool, I'll move with you. It'll just be me and you and our little girl. They forgot about the 15-year-old. So she moved, and her best friend, that was her grandmother, said, I'll take you. So she left her son behind. So the son grows up. Now he's 17 years old. Running the streets because grandma can't deal with that. You don't know how to deal with a kid that's been molested. Watching his mom be brutally beaten every Friday and Saturday. It's hard to deal with. She called her best friend and said, you might need to move back, help me with him because it's getting out of hand. She said, I will. But can you bring him up here for the weekend? Let him come see a weekend with me. Spend a weekend with me. Maybe he'll change his mind and want to move up here more than that. They took the little boy up there. The little boy came right back. He said, Grandma, something going on. I don't know what it is, but my mom is afraid to leave the house. She won't go in the house. So the grandmother called. What's going on? Everything is okay. She said, your son said something's wrong, he won't leave the house. He doesn't know what he's talking about. But I need help. The kid goes to school, months goes by, he comes home, my best friend is at home. The son starts crying because the mother said, I'm staying here for to clean my act together. I don't need a man to say that or tell me my worth. It's us. It's us. So the son sees the grandmother sees a smile on his face. I'm happy because that's my best friend. But she said, I gotta go back and get my furniture. Everybody warned her, leave your furniture alone, we'll buy you more. She said, no, I worked hard for that, I'm gonna go back and get that. That was my best friend. She loaded up a U-Haul truck to go get her furniture. Her son, best friend, and they drove. As they was loading the truck up, her husband said, can I speak to you for a minute? But her son, rugged, he said, look man, my mama done been through too much. I'm tired, let's go mama. She said, hold on, I'm grown, let me talk to him. I talked to him, we'll leave after that. The son sits down, this is my best friend, because I'm ready for her to be by herself. Next time you hit 10 shots. Her husband shoots her 10 times and then shoots himself 1 time in the head. Right in front of that 17-year-old. That was my best friend. 17-year-old comes home, tells now who he calls grandmother, he shot my mother 10 times. The grandmother cries. The son wakes up the next morning, goes to school the next day like nothing ever happened. Nobody knew what was going on until somebody read a newspaper and said, some woman got shot. And the little girl said, I think that's his mother. So she called him to go over there. She said, did your mom get shot? He said, yes, ma'am. Are you okay? He said, I've been through worse. I've been through worse. So when you look at this 17-year-old that witnessed his mother get beaten every Friday and Saturday, when you witness this 17-year-old get molested every day of the week, not only by friends and family, but other people, when you see this 17-year-old, you just see a 17-year-old because he smiles, because he doesn't know any better. When they buried his mom, he stood up and spoke to everybody. And the first thing I can remember, that was my best friend. He spoke over my best friend. And he said, you know what, not another man can harm or hit her, physically or mentally, because God has her. Because my mom has overcame, and that was the overcomer. This is a 17-year-old child that is speaking this into the audience. And he always said, my mom was running away from something, but now she don't have to run no more. The reason why I know this 17-year-old so good, because that 17-year-old is me. And I witnessed that. And my best friend, that was my mother. As you can see now, that 17-year-old is 39 years old. And I have overcome every obstacle that the devil has faced. And when I tell you my life story, is to tell you this. No matter what the devil trapped, no matter what the devil has laid for you, it's up to you. I kept faith. Me watching my mother, me saying, come on, because that's my best friend. And every day I go to her grave, and every day I said, I gotta keep going. I would not stop. I would not give up, give in, or quit. And I appreciate you, Tony, for giving me an opportunity to share my life story. And it's not about the football. It's not about me being a high school star, me playing college football at Murray State University. That's where I go. Even playing for the St. Louis Rams or playing in the Canadian football league. Because every day when I go home, I always think about my mama. Because that was my best friend. And I was that 17-year-old who said, you know what? Not another man will hit her again, because the man that has her now loves her for life.